So now the division of labor is at the level of cell organelles in a unicellular organism. So a unicellular organism, say for example amoeba, has got mitochondria to produce energy. There is Golgi complex to do packaging of the food and all. So that is how the organelles, they start performing different functions in a unicellular organism. The similar kind of thing happens in the multicellular organisms, but there the functions are performed by different type of cells. Say for example, the blood cells, they are meant for transport. The cells of neurons, they are responsible to carry the stimulus. The cells of the stomach are meant for digestion. So this is how the division of labor takes place at the level of organ systems or organs. The examples of unicellular are amoeba, paramecium, and the examples of multicellular are all the plants, all the animals, as well as the fungi, the fungus. Now let us see an overview of cell. Let us see at whole, at totality, what is cell, what all does it have. The cell is a mass of living matter. It is actually life. Cell is a life. So what does it have to give us life? It has got protoplasm to give us life. But this protoplasm, a jelly-like substance, remains limited or surrounded by a plasma membrane, so that the protoplasm, it doesn't float out here and there. So the first thing which is very important for a cell to have is it has to have a protoplasm surrounded by a limiting membrane. So what does a typical cell have? There are three major things present in a typical cell. The first one is the plasma membrane to create a space or environment of the cell. It limits the environment of the cell. Then next is the nucleus, which is the father of the family. It serves like the father of the family. It controls all the it controls and coordinates all the tasks happening inside the cell. Then, and how does it do so? It has got DNA, the genetic material. Through that it actually coordinates all the activities of the cell. Next is cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is the jelly-like substance present inside the cell, which has got the entire metabolic machinery. It is responsible for digestion, for respiration, all the enzymes for such metabolic activities, they lie inside the cytoplasm. And along with the cytoplasm, there are several cell organelles present inside the cytoplasm. These cell organelles, they have got their specialized functions to perform. Say for example, mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Chloroplast is the kitchen of the cell. The nucleus is again the controlling body of the cell. So these all are the cell organelles. Now let us come upon the prokaryotic cell. Now what is this new term, prokaryotic? Pro means primary, primitive, very undeveloped. Karyon means nucleus. A cell which has got the primitive nucleus, such cells are known as prokaryotic cells, and such prokaryotic cells are found in very peculiar kind of organisms, which are bacteria, the blue-green algae, which are also known as cyanobacteria. The blue-green algae is also known as cyanobacteria. And other than that, the pleuropneumonia-like organism, PPLO, and the mycoplasma. These are four different types of prokaryotic cells existing on Earth. So here in the diagram, you can see a bacterial cell and you can see a cyanobacterial or a blue-green algal cell. So just see the difference between two. The most important and the major difference between a cyanobacteria and a bacteria is that cyanobacteria has got the pigment system. It has got certain structures which have got photosynthetic pigments, and those photosynthetic pigments, they trap the solar energy to prepare food for cyanobacteria. So it means the cyanobacteria is a self-sufficient cell which can produce its own food. It is an autotroph. Okay, but a bacterial cell, it doesn't have any such system. So most of the times it is a parasite or it is a saprophyte. Sometimes, very few times, it can be chemosynthetic. Okay, that is, it has got certain chemicals which help in production of food for bacteria. Okay, so we'll go in further details later on in the further slides. So let us see the bacterial classification depending upon shapes. So there are 4 types of bacteria depending upon the shapes. The first one is the spherical bacteria, which is also known as coccus. The coccus bacteria, which is spherical in shape, you can see here, they are known as cocci or coccus.